Good evening, everybody, and welcome to episode 5 of Once Upon a Time in the Old World on what has become Warhammer Wednesdays. I am Games Master Jim, and this is my party of hardy but grim and very perilous adventurers.
Hi, I'm Roger. I'm playing Johann von Erfinder, the human student engineer, and this week I have been mostly spending my XP on artistic, the talent.
Hi, I'm Aaron, and I am playing Hagen Ritter von Delbers, a human squire to the White Wolf Knight chapter. And this week I spent none of my XP because I'm working towards becoming a full-fledged knight.
Hi, I'm Kevin, and I'm playing Gerhard Akram, a wizard's apprentice. I spent my XP on weapon skill, and I've just finished it, so I need another 75 XP, and I can get the hell out of this career.
Good evening, my name is Dan. I'm playing Mordek the Dwarf. No longer a dwarf merchant, he is now a dwarf pit fighter with a reduced XP cost granted by the Games Master. I have moved outside of class, outside of my career, and moved into fighter, playing a pit fighter. Have spent XP on a new talent. I believe it was Iron Jaw, and I've increased a stat as well.
Hi, I'm Colin. I am playing Carolyn Rademacher, the human thug, and I've spent my XP from the last session on weapon skill.
Hi all, I'm Dan. I'm playing Ilmarin of Yves, the Elven Envoy, and I've just spent some XP on some rather boring stat increases. Nothing exciting this week.
Okay, yeah, as our dwarf Dan said there, I decided to give him a bit of a boost into his next career because of the battle with the mighty ogre, in which he definitely slayed the beast. So we are running it as a slightly home-ruled game. We stick to the rules in most part, but if the group agrees to something, then we'll sort of move it forward if it works for the group. So if you notice a couple of discrepancies along the way, we are just crap as well, but yeah.
Making up as we go along, right?
Also, before we start, all those who are interested in the law and things like this, and I'm not talking about the Judge Dredd law, I believe Pete is running some Age of Sigmar tomorrow at 9 o'clock, I believe. Are any of you guys playing in that? Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm eating chocolate fingers.
Yeah, so anybody interested in the old Warhammer side of things, Age of Sigmar, Soulbound,
Cuticle 7.
And he's using the starter set. Okay. Not that I'm reading off a prompt or anything, yeah?
So I think that's at 9 o'clock BST tomorrow night.
Yes.
And Pete, I'm sure will correct us in the comments if we're wrong. So tune in and check that out, because I've not seen that played yet, so I'll be interested to see.
I believe it's being run by Paul Laritadine. No, Pete Latimore. That's it. There you go. Right, okay. right.
Oops.
Okay. So
he's Lord and Master to you.
Yeah, he's the great Lord Garbag.
Lord Garbag.
Yes. Indeed. So I'm from last week. It was quite an active session last week, shall we say? The party found themselves in the middle of a Bretonian camp, delivering a message. Got themselves into a bit of a champion fight, in which Mordek was put forward as the champion of Ubersreik, and the Bretonians put their slightly smaller than dwarf champion against Mordek himself. In fact, it was a nearly 9-foot ogre, quite a huge thing that Mordek made quick work of and chopped him into little pieces and big pieces as well, very quickly. As the beast was slain, an assassination attempt happened on the leader of the Bretonian army. The assassins were put down quite quickly, but quickly rose up again in a sort of undead fashion, but not exactly what people have seen before. A very odd, weird fashion, but they were not alive and they were not dead, but they were wandering around and literally laying waste to the army as they went about their business. The party made good their escape and stole some horses and got their weapons back and headed off back rather quickly towards Ubersreik. So this week we join them as they Ubersreik, Mordek Orange Stealer.
Orange Stealer.
Yeah. Yes, we join the group as they have just got back to the southern gates of Ubersreik, to where there is the normal queue of people waiting to get in.
So how long have we been on the road for, journeying back?
About a day, I think. Wasn't it about a day's ride?
Yes.
So at some point, I would have liked to, I don't know if there's some sort of dwarven rite, but that Duke von
Duke Sanguinaire.
That one, basically called me a liar and a cheat, and basically said,
in a book.
Absolutely a dwarf ride for that. It's called the Book of Grudges.
He's going to go in the book. So so one night while we're traveling, I'm going to be doing the ritual, and I'll write it down. And I don't know, do you write it off in a letter and send it to the dwarves?
No. You basically write it in like your family tome. If you don't have paper, I can write it. I can write a note for you.
Yeah,
so
that'd
you can
be great.
send it off
so
back
we'll
to
do
your
that.
hold.
And then one night we'll be like, doing that on a piece of paper.
And then you can send it off to your
Excellent.
family hold at Karakazgaran.
And you better
I
believe.
I always like to think of the Book of Grudges as a little, for those who have ever watched the WWE wrestling, of Chris Jericho with his clipboard.
Oh, you're going on the list.
Yeah, there are many
You're
books of
going on the
grudges.
list.
There's the main Book of Grudges,
And there's the
and
family ones.
then there's lots of family ones, and a lot of dwarfs have their own individual ones as
Brilliant. The Duke is going on the list. He's going in the book.
Okay.
I'll put it on a different piece of paper to where I've been drawing chickens.
I don't know. Maybe it seems appropriate.
Unless you want a picture of a chicken and then Duke
Yeah.
Sanguinaire.
On your list at the moment,
Well, that's a
there's
coward.
the Duke Sanguinaire and about 8 chickens.
Not trust chickens. You can't.
Not a troll slayer, a chicken slayer.
Yeah.
Yeah, we join the party next week as a load of dwarfs has come down from Karakazgraz and started slaughtering chickens.
Are you the Duke?
The aftermath
the
was
Duke?
delicious.
Unless Zelda is to be believed, then it's a fucking massacre.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
Okay.
I would like,
Yo-
I'll do that.
Johan, I don't think we can wait at the gates. We need to get to Lady Notch and get a hold of Von Gebel by his throat if necessary and shake some answers out of him.
You're assuming at this point that those people were telling a single word of truth in the entire conversation. I actually don't think they mentioned Von Gebel till you did.
No, they did. I think.
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
Jim,
They may have
from
had
our-
information.
from
It's
our
been a long
memories,
night, but
I think they mentioned Von Gebel unprompted from us, I believe.
Yes, I asked them who sent them, and they said Von Gebel.
Okay, yeah, I thought so.
okay. But even so,
Well, first
you're
things
assuming
first,
that they're telling the
some,
truth.
let's get some sleep. We've been
First things
riding
first,
pretty
let
much
me
a day
stop
solid.
coughing.
That's because I need to heal a bit.
All right, you're right. I'm just infuriated that they risked your life so cavalierly. It's one thing to send a knight into danger like that, but You're a Von Earthfinder, for God's sake. Don't they have any respect for your family's name?
Well, he'll learn some. I'll say, kind of patting the pistol.
Indeed. If the Lady Notch sanctioned this, then perhaps she'll have an answer. But if Von Gebel was acting without her course, he may need to be called out.
Hey up, lad. Permission to go ahead and murder the bastard.
Don't think it's murder at this point. I think it's justice.
That'd be.
Of course, knowing him, he's probably enough of a coward that he'll call for a judicial champion to fight in his stead.
Doesn't work when he's got a bullet in the head.
I
Your
always love the way you
conversation
think,
is,
Johan.
Your conversation is interrupted by someone shouting from down the line. Oi! Get back into line. What makes you so special? Oi, over there. Go on, move over.
Is he talking to us?
He's gone out of line.
You sort of look round and he appears to be... So you do seem to be sort of a little bit out of the lane, almost. Yeah. But there is a lot of you. There's like 6 of you. And
On horses.
Yeah,
on horses that we don't really know how to control, many of us.
Exactly.
5 horses in a wagon.
I'm pretty good at riding.
I said most of us, not all.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, you get back into line.
Guy shouting that, is that someone else in the line, or is it like a guard or something?
Don't we have papers
No,
to get
it's
by?
down by the
Because
gate.
we skipped the queue last time, didn't we?
Yeah.
I ride up to the front and I go, "We're on Lady Notch's business. Here's our writ. Let us pass."
Yeah. How many times have I heard that? Oh,
I
I'm
don't
Lady
care
Natchez'
how
cousin.
many-
Oh, I'm her sister. Yeah, let
We've
me have a
ju-
look at this piece of paper then. Yeah.
And he hands it
Yeah,
over.
Sorry, sir. If you would just make your way inside there. Yeah, I'm sure everything will be fine. Make way for the group. Make way.
Thank you, guard. I appreciate your diligence.
Thank you.
Trot through, kind of doffing my hat at him as I go past.
Ilmarin's tuning his loot as he goes past, preparing tunes for Mordek's great battle.
Okay. Ilmarin, roll me a dodge roll.
Great. Poor Ilmarin.
Good start.
What's the difficulty?
Just challenging.
Yes, I do.
Catch it then, throw it back.
So yeah, you're playing your music and humming along to it and waving your hair like you're in a Timotei advert.
For licenses, thank you very much.
L'Oreal, because he's worth it.
And then from out of nowhere, he just sort of takes his hand off the strings of the lute and sort of reaches up and catches this cabbage. Yeah. And then he sort of looks over and then you just chuck it to the floor as this other cabbage comes in your direction as well, and you sort of dodge it out of the way. Some of the peasants in the line that you're sort of going past have taken a little bit of insult by the fact that it's either the music that you're playing or the fact that you're pushing in. Probably the music you're playing.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Ilmarin doesn't think anything. He's used to humans being rude to him, so he's just kind of like, yeah, whatever. I've just made you look stupid by catching your cabbages and making you look silly. So,
see, if they were halflings, you'd have been fine.
if they were the halflings, they're loving my music. So but
Better aim too.
Hagen looks over and he's like, "Ilmarin, I think your talents are wasted on diplomacy. You'd be a hell of a duelist."
Ilmarin just laughs.
Okay, so where are you going once you get inside the city?
First things first, to the tavern. We've been riding on very, very little sleep by this point.
Yeah, you decided that you weren't going to wait around and.
Oh,
it
no,
was
no.
best to
We
get back.
kind of hooned it away from the Bretonian camp. I don't think any of us wanted to stick around there.
So we head back to the inn.
Yeah, and I think most of us had only had a couple of hours sleep the night.
Yeah, we hadn't had a lot of sleep, but we did not want to stick around and see what the Bretonians had to say about things.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Okay,
Back to the Red Moon Inn.
Yep. You get there, it's quite busy. Even though it is like late breakfast time, it's about 11 o'clock in the day. You've rode through the night. As you walk through the door of the tavern, there's like a small sort of place near the tavern that you can tie your horses up at, your newly found horses that you didn't steal, honestly.
we liberated them. We didn't steal them. We liberated them from the Bretonians.
Spoils of war that is about to begin.
Yeah, there is something that is really sort of plaguing your mind, and you can't work out. There's something strange but very familiar about it. And then as you get to the door, you realise that the inside of the tavern smells exactly like Johann.
Oh, poor Johann.
It's all right. One of the first things I'm going to do is get that armor scrubbed.
And we do have a soap allowance, so we should all be able to wash up.
And we are good to go.
Yeah, bath and
As soon as you enter the tavern, the innkeep comes straight over to you. Ah, it's good to see you all alive again. Yes, alive. Yes.
Bronze, I hope you kept our rooms as you asked, because we are in desperate need of some sleep.
And a bath.
Oh, yeah. Bath, you say. Now, we do for those of you with a briny sense of humour, we do a bath of beer. Yeah.
I imagine Mordek.
That seems like a waste of beer.
No, just a normal bath. I could get you a normal bath.
Just a normal bath.
Yeah, your rooms are ready to go. Yeah.
And you also need to point to me which chicken you want drawing.
Oh shit, yeah. Well, actually, let me take you to your rooms. Yeah. So it's we'll sort of let's get you back in. Let's get you comfortable, and then we'll sort all like that out. Yeah. So
is there something else I can help with?
Why, yes, my good man. Some ale and some beer.
The innkeep's voice changed really quite severely there, didn't it? Well done, Jim. I didn't see your mouth move at all.
Taking
a
up
man of hidden talents.
So he leads you upstairs, and yes. So yeah, I've kept your rooms for you. Yeah, they're yours still, and that. I did have to kind of use them a little bit because I'm struggling for space and whatever. But you understand with me, don't you? And he opens the first door, and 3 chickens come running out of it, and he sort of walks in and sort of kicks round the straw and the muck on the floor out the door. Yeah, it's all right. And your bed is sort of just been propped up against the wall, and he sort of struggles with it. If you could give me a hand, I could get these back down.
Caroline will step in and help.
Thank you. Yeah, and yeah, out of each one of your 3 rooms, the same happens. The dwarf and I believe it was the elf and the wizard, weren't it, that were together? Yeah, there just seemed to be a few more chickens in your room than the others, but. They're all sort of kicked out and they're sort of running around the landing at the moment.
Are any of these his favourite chicken? Does he point one out to Johann?
All right. If he points out his favourite chicken, I'll kind of take a mental note.
For the posing sessions later.
And apparently my new talent means I'm exceptionally skilled at drawing these things and good at doing wanted posters and that kind of thing.
I see, I now have this image of a chicken sitting on a mini couch going, Paint me, Johan, like one of your ladies.
Like one of your Bretonian girls.
One of your French chickens.
Like one of your older boys.
These aren't no stinking Bretonian chickens.
Fine Empire chickens.
Exactly.
Yeah, so he leaves you to it. Will you be wanting anything now, sirs?
Bath and food.
A bath.
food, beer.
Just bread, cheese.
Okay, yeah, I'll have some cheeses and breads brought up to you. Yeah, yeah, and I'll say, yeah, I'll make sure you've got a platter of something nice.
Just cold things for
Not
me.
fish.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Okay, and he leaves you to it.
Okay, well, as soon as the bath's ready, I'm just gonna hop straight in and make use of soap and scrub the armor as well as me.
Okay.
Carolyn is going to be quite efficiently food, bed, poof, gone.
Yeah, there's a knock on your door, and one of the serving lads, he's got a tray, and he's got a platter there. He's got a sort of a pewter sort of jug that he's got water in it. There's some cheeses and there's some dry breads, and there's a nice big bowl of cold fish and potato soup. Yeah, and he puts it on the table and leaves you to it. You'll get one of those each room, that is, not each. We're not pushing the boat out here.
Hagen eats some of the bread and cheese while he's servicing his armor and weapons, checking them, cleaning them.
I think Mordek's gonna have a bath, have a beer, and then go to bed because he's just spent a bit of time scrubbing off the blood and the mud. And yeah.
Carolyn's not bothered with getting clean first. She's just
Bath, food, bed.
she figures she can worry about getting clean once she's conscious.
Food, bed.
Oh, and cleaning the pistol actually before I go to bed as well, thoroughly.
MVY Online seems to think that you're going to need a re-roll to get the stench off there. You know, I kind of sort of agree with that, but we shan't be too mean. Anyway, yeah, you get into bed, and it feels like utter luxury, even though you are in a 2-bob run-down establishment. Yeah, for the crap and the hell that you've been through over the last 3 days, and the anxiety in the night's camp, and the worrying about getting set up for murder and everything, and all the stress and running off, and Mordek worrying about the fact that you could have been shaved by a goblin barber. So it's like a little bit of luxury, yeah, and No, Anomaly has spent 1,000 gobbled groats on giving you some extra soap there, yeah. That is a reroll. Yeah, and you're all awoken to a knock on your doors.
Hagen will get up and answer the door.
Throw something at the door.
I'll wake up. I'll probably pick up the pistol just in case, given what's been going on recently.
Hagen's got his dagger in his hand.
Ilmarin opens the door uncautiously. Not thinking anything untoward about it at all. It's just someone knocking on the door.
Mordek carries on sleeping.
So Mordek's still asleep. In our room, the door does not open. Mordek's still asleep, and Carolyn's just kind of rolled over and lobbed something back at the door for waking her up.
Mr. Hagen, we've just had a visit from the Lady Nax's men, and You've been summoned over to the townhouse.
All of us, I assume.
Yeah, well, yeah. Or I mean, I don't know. I have no idea, sir.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. I delivered a nice message, though, sir, and I was straight with it, sir. And
Yeah.
I was prompt and descriptive, and I thought
Is it just like
really
an urchin
good.
or something at the door?
Yeah.
Hagen hands over a couple of brass pennies. He goes, "Yes, thank you very much. I appreciate the."
Thank you, Mr. Hagen. Yes, thank you. And he sort of backs off, bowing to you, well, nodding at you, and then
that's
he sort of disappears back down the stairs after stumbling.
How long looking out the window, do I have any idea how long I've been asleep?
It's possibly early evening, so
Also a good few hours.
Yeah, 7, 8 o'clock. Yeah, in the evening.
Can I get a rest roll?
For healing?
Yeah, rest and recovery.
Yeah.
Have we had enough time to do that?
Yes.
Yeah, it sounds like we've had quite a long kip.
Ooh.
Wow.
Astounding success.
Ooh. Oh, hang on. I think you might have all your advantages still on your sheet. I don't think your endurance is 108. So.
Hold on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Keep the roll.
All 4 of them.
Keep the 28 though.
Good.
Oh yeah, the 28's fine. No. Keep the 28. Just adjust it down by however many advantages you had.
It was still dirt. Only needed 3 wounds back.
Oh.
Cool.
Good enough to.
I mean, I'm not saying the ogre was a pussy. That he only did 3 wounds on me, but he was.
You take more damage to Weenie Sod.
You did.
And I cut his dick off.
He did take more damage from a goblin than he did an ogre.
To be fair, it was more than one goblin.
You took 9 wounds.
To be fair to them, it was more than one goblin. I
Plus,
don't
I didn't
think
have the armor
Sod
on then.
actually did anything. I think it
wasn't
was
wearing
the
armor.
archers. Multiple archers. But still, yes, like 2 or 3 goblins did more damage to him than an ogre.
It's because Mordek is tough.
He's all about one-on-one fighting.
No, we're just going to escalate this down. The next combat's going to be against a troll.
Well, I love that ogre. I did do. Yeah. Put so much.
I thought we were going to go straight to dragon.
Yeah,
no.
There was a backstory that was going to come out over the arc of the entire series. No, we never
Yeah,
no, this is the bad guy. Nagash.
Yeah. No. So, yeah.
Yeah. If Nagash turns up, we find out how quickly we can each run.
Well, it'd be fucked.
Well, we've just been given horses, so that'll help.
Yeah.
Hagen turns to Johan. He's like, "All right, looks like we're being summoned. Sounds like it's time to get a hold of Van Gebel. I'll make sure everybody else is up and moving."
I was about to say someone's got to come and wake us up because we've not got up.
It'll take you more time to put your armor on. I'll go get the others.
Is your bedroom door?
Thanks, Johan.
Because what you see just in the hallway is like skipping along Ilmarin towards the stairs, just humming to himself.
I'll just kind of lean out. Ilmarin is Gerhard up.
I don't know. Gerhard, are you up? Yeah, he's up. You might have not heard him, but I could hear him. Got these lovely. You see,
I heard him. Yeah, we've got to go to the Lady Nox.
I also heard that as well. I skipped down the stairs.
All right, I'll kind of go like rap on the door of the dwarf and
Bugger off! Bugger off!
Get up! We've got to go somewhere. Go on, Carolyn, Mordek. Up. We've got to go get our gold.
The dwarf gets up.
After hearing the noise in the room, just kind of smiles and walks off. He'll be coming.
Okay.
I'll just kind of walk in, say hey, and I mentioned gold. They'll be there.
Oh yeah, Mordek will be moving fast. He'll beat us downstairs.
Yeah, as you get downstairs, there are two halflings stood on one of the tables. One with what can only be described as a glockenspiel, but he has a finger type stick that he's beating it with. And the other one is playing a harpsichord. And they've got a little sign in front of them that says Chad and Days. Yeah, and away they're playing.
That was brilliant.
This music is very annoying, repetitive, but you find yourself sort of nodding to it as you go past.
As annoying as it is, you kind of feel like you like it.
Yeah.
All right, I'll flick him a penny as I kind of pass.
Is the song Rabbit?
No, it's called
Hair.
Field Mouse. Yep, field mouse, yep, field mouse, yep. And away they're going. And the tavern downstairs is jumping. It's really busy. You know, it's very the atmosphere seems to be a good one, even though a very busy one. There's lots of singing, lots of beer being thrown around. Yeah.
Hagen just sort of notices it and then walks on out to get the horses ready.
Ilmarin was already outside by the horses in a rather jovial mood.
Well met, Ilmarin. Did you sleep well?
I didn't sleep, but then you see him pull out of his bag and he went, but I took this from the Bretonian camp and it's some of that wine.
Well played, Ilmarin.
It's hard to get a good wine in the Empire. No offense, but you guys are good for beers and things. And
That's plenty of importers,
but a good wine.
It just costs a bit.
Yes, money I don't have. Unfortunately.
Well, hopefully after this meeting, as long as we're not forced to kill Von Gebel, maybe the payday will allow you to buy another good bottle.
Let's get our gold first, shall we?
Yes, that would
Fair
be my
enough.
suggestion.
I think that probably Mordek's probably going on ahead, and Carolyn's kind of stumbling along after.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we'll just kind of wait outside until everyone's down.
I don't know whether Carolyn or Gerhardt's going to be last.
Has Mordek come out? So Marin's like,
I'm downstairs.
oh, brave Sir Mordek, Sir Mordek, he slayed a giant ogre, he cut off his... I don't know how to rhyme ogre with Jennifer. I'm still working on it, Mordek. Johan, brilliant. Don't worry, Mordek, by the time I'm finished, you'll have a tale, saga song, whatever you, Dowie, like to have a song written about you killing an ogre.
I'll just kind of grin at Hagen at the two, the elf and the dwarf ripping each other.
Was that your I was told there would be gold face?
Yeah.
Just imagine Mordek just there going, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
Don't make me laugh when I'm drinking.
So I assume that we've all gathered and we're probably going to make our way to the manor house.
Yeah, once Carolyn kind of stumbles down.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so as you get to the townhouse, the front door is open, and there is a gentleman that you don't recognise, but he's very well dressed, not affluently dressed, but he looks like some sort of manservant or butler or
Like house staff.
Batman or he
Batman.
looks, you know.
He means that in the army sense.
That sounds like a
the
mutation.
sense.
Part
Yeah,
bat,
no,
part
yeah,
man.
Like Batman is in an army
I
servant.
don't mean Batman.
I don't think he means
Yeah,
Batman
yeah.
like
Batsman.
Crusader.
I think batsman rather than Batman.
I think it did get abbreviated. It did get shortened to Batman, and so you end up with the statement that Alfred is Batman's Batman.
He stood there, and he's sort of standing, rubbing his hands in the relative cold.
Hagen, so we're here to see the Lady Notch at her request.
Hold on a second. Okay, hold on. And he goes inside and shuts the door.
Hagen's temper is beginning to boil.
Didn't actually ask your name.
So 5 minutes has gone by and nobody's comes back.
So this is very rude.
Begins to rain.
Kind of just walk up to the door and bam, bam, bam. Like bang on it.
And it's opened by the same chap again. God, easy now. I just got the answer. I was on my way back to you guys. No patience.
None.
Is she ready for us?
Pardon?
We were summoned by the Lady Nut. Is she ready for us?
Yeah. She's in her living room. If you'd like to come through.
I walk in.
Okay. Yeah, you walk in. You've not been in this room before, but there's books that line the walls. It's very affluent, very nice. It's very warm in here. There's 2 fireplaces, and it's just glowing nicely in the fire. She sits in what can only be described as an absolute massive velvet chair that she's sort of sunk into. It looks really comfortable. And next to her, in a lot, sitting on like a bench sort of seat that again is covered nicely in leather and velvet, is the man who you know as Von Gebel, and he sits there with a little drink of something, and he seems to be having a laugh with the lady. And there's just a couple more. They look like noble people, but you've not seen them before in there. Ah, gentlemen, please come take a seat.
Hagen stands. He's not sitting.
Yeah, I'm not sitting down
yet.
either.
Yeah, I'm standing.
Nobody can tell if Mordec's standing or sitting. Don't be silly.
If you would like to take a seat, please.
Imarin sits down.
I've been sat a long time on a horse. I'd rather stand.
Of course, we almost had our necks stretched in a Bretonian camp because of some skullduggery. We'd like some answers, and then perhaps we'll sit.
While I applaud your bluntness, Hagen, sometimes diplomacy probably calls for a little bit of skullduggery of our own. But anyway, Hagen is right. We need some answers.
I seem to be finding insult by the bag load with the way that you're speaking to me and your manner. I hired you to do a job, and you went and did it, and you come back here and speak to me like this, in this manner. Why would you do that?
Because we were sent.
Accept my hospitality.
Because we were sent as subterfuge so assassins could attempt to kill the Duke of the Bretonian forces and leave us as the patsies. Now, perhaps you had nothing to do with this, but according to the assassins that were there, Von Gebel did. All we want to know is answers.
My lady, I can assure you that I had nothing to do with any assassination attempt or otherwise. Yet I am just merely your lawyer, your confidant, and general good friend. Yes, I mean assassins. Oh, no, I'm not having that. No, I'm not having that.
Is Von Gebel lying?
That's
Yes.
insulting.
Can we do? Is there something we can do to see if he's lying?
You're going to try and use your Elven Sixth Sense again because you can't on this one.
No.
Yeah.
Would it be intuition to know if he's lying, or
Yeah, you can make an intuition roll.
Okay. I actually have quite good intuition, so I will try. Yes. I roll very well.
You don't reckon he's lying?
I don't think he's lying.
No.
Interesting.
Interesting. I don't believe Von Gebel was lying.
I tell you what, gentlemen, I am absolutely sick of this. I suggest that you leave now and you come back when you can speak to me with the respect that I deserve. Yes?
Quite now, Von
If
Gebel.
you would
Fine.
leave.
Is that the lady or Von Gebel saying that to
The
us?
lady. No, it's the lady.
Oh, the lady. Okay, yes.
Hagen turns on his heels and walks out the door.
I believe there's the matter of our payment.
Cavalin's already on her way out. She does not want to get.
Yeah, the dwarf is leaving as well.
The dwarf's leaving without his gold. Jesus.
Yeah, I don't like her. This day I might accidentally cause more of a diplomatic incident.
Your Grace, while my friend was hasty in his words, it was true that we had been informed by the assassins that they were at the Von Gebel's bidding. However, I don't believe Von Gebel is lying in this matter, which says to me that somebody is plotting your downfall, Your Grace. Those assassins were sent there to make it look like you were attempting to assassinate the Duke.
And they knew we would be there.
And they knew we would be there. So somebody within your household or somebody who knew we would be acting on your behalf has sent these assassins. And they weren't normal assassins, Your Grace.
Not but a handful of
I'll
folks
describe
were
the
aware
symbol
that
on
you were
the.
going there.
I'll describe the symbol on the armbands that were left behind. Was it black with a white sword?
Von Gebel stands up and walks over to you. A blade, you say? A dark blade?
This is me struggling to remember. Not.
I believe it had the letters EB on it, but Carolyn is not saying that because A, she can't read, and B, she's already left.
If Ulrich would remember, not Ulrich, Johan would remember that far better than I would.
You did say you were going to take note of it so you could draw it.
Yeah, I did take notes of it. I actually drew it, didn't I?
Yes. Yeah.
What you are describing.
I will pull out my book
is,
and show him the picture.
Yeah, this is the marking of the Ebon Blades.
That would explain EB.
Isn't that the lot who we met on the road?
They have not been heard of for a long time ago.
And when they were slain, I'm not sure how to say this, kept fighting.
They returned from death, and they weren't your usual undead as you would expect. There was something more to them. They were tearing apart the Bretonians as we made our escape.
And the Bretonians were hacking them to pieces as we were fleeing.
And it didn't seem to be slowing them down. For the most part.
Yes, the Ebon Blades were a sect of assassins, so to speak.
Are they aligned with the ruinous powers to get such abilities? That doesn't sound anything natural.
I believe they worked for the he who I shall not name.
Luon Leon Kerr?
Sorry?
The King of Bretonia.
Voldemort?
No.
Yeah, okay. Johan will smirk slightly at that because he clearly doesn't realise he's taking the piss.
The honourless elves, they worship him too.
Kind of glance at Ilmarin, kind of the tell me later type thing.
Ilmarin is as puzzled as you are.
He means Cain, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I know that, but Johan doesn't.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Ilmarin.
Correct, because I'm not sure I know that in or out of character.
Yeah. I mean, Ilmarin seems puzzled by this as well. He who shall not be named. Who? Of course, you can't name them.
It sounds clear that someone is trying to frame you for something.
A god or goddess of murder.
Oh, the elven god of murder.
Well,
I'm not aware of any stories of such powers being bestowed by the god of murder, though. And Ilmarin's now in pondering thought. You can see he's like trying to go through the myths and
Theology is not my forte. I study science.
Sorry.
You should never discount the gods, my friend. You should never discount the gods.
Oh, believe me, I don't. Also, making the sign of Sigma on my chest.
Anyway, we have fulfilled our contract, and payment should be due. It seems to me, Your Grace, that you have maybe a few more problems in your town than you realise, and also the Bretonians, if they have survived the assassins, most definitely have their fingers pointed cleanly at Ubersreik. If they weren't going to invade before, which seems unlikely, given that it was a war camp, they definitely will invade now. And I suggest that Ubersreik sends requests for aid and prepares himself. Because I'm not military.
and indeed, I was absolutely overjoyed with the job that you and your companions did, and my spies within the Bretonia camp informed me that you were efficient and you left no stone unturned, and you did your best. So of course I'm grateful for that. But I know that you spend many a night underneath the stars and out on the roads and wallowing in mud and shit. But I'd prefer if you didn't speak to me the way you did earlier on. Yes, all your employment will be terminated forthwith. Now, I've added a little bonus. What did I agree on originally to pay you?
A gold piece each.
Gold each.
Your Grace.
Like
And it
I
was
said,
very
there's
generous.
a little bonus. Yeah, there's a bonus in there for you all. Now, I would prefer. I have a headache. I have a headache now, and I'm put out, so to speak. So I'd prefer to go to bed now.
Of course, Your Grace. And might I suggest a fine wine to take the edge off that headache?
Von Gebel, if you will come with me. He leads her out. Then you're left alone in the room.
Did they give us the payment, or?
Yeah, she gave Ilmarin this bag of coin.
Excellent. Bye, everybody. No, so we just left in this room. Nobody else is attending us.
No.
I turned to Johan.
The
will
front
kind of
door is
glance.
open, and the door to the hallway is open.
Before we leave, I will kind of glance my eyes over the books.
Yeah, there's lots of law books up there, history books, stories of local heroes. There's also fiction up there, children's stories and sort of nursery rhymes. There's books of theories and ancient gods and you know, all sorts. It's a real, even though it's quite a small collection, it's a real sort of broad collection.
I just turned to Johan and say we shouldn't dilly here. The Grace was not best pleased with the way Hagen spoke to her, and we'd probably not wish to have our employment terminated at a stage.
Can't blame him for his temper, but it does, from what you're saying, it does sound like Ongebel was telling the truth.
It felt, call it intuition, it felt like he was actually being honest with us. As much as he is a snivelling snake, and I don't care for the gentleman, he was being honest with us.
it does appear to you, Johan, that this little sort of light flickers in your head, and this is the second time that Ilmarin has been scarily right. The first time, of course, you start to get a little bit of wet mouth over as you start to think of the succulent meat that you partook of. A kind of little bit of a flashback situation happens, but then you snap out of it.
I don't distrust him unless it's in a fight.
You haven't seen Ilmarin fight yet. The day that happens, be afraid. So I'm just going to, like I said, Ilmarin's going to suggest to Johan that we leave.
I'll just kind of look at Gerhardt and Ilmarin and just kind of make the head gesture of let's go.
Yeah. And we regather with the group outside the premises.
As we're kind of walking out, Gerhardt, have you ever heard of anything like this? I mean, you're a wizard and this seems magic.
Can I roll to see, like, lore magic?
Yeah, go for it, yeah.
Just a challenging, I assume.
Obviously, now everyone's had a bit more sleep. You might know
3
something.
success
Nice.
levels.
Oh, wow. Blimey.
So, yeah, when you started off, when you first, went down the road of becoming a wizard, you had quite a broad-minded outlook on the, what was going on, and although you didn't dabble in those fields, you read a lot about the different fields of magic. And one that you particularly paid attention to was the field of necromancy. But you get the feeling that this was some very, very strong form of necromancy that would take more than a normal wizard to create something like this. Perhaps there could have been some master necromancer of some form in the camp that brought them back. You're not sure.
I'll relay it on to Johan and I'll say that while it is definitely magical in origin and certainly necromantic, it's beyond any kind of power that I've ever heard of any human wizard having. I don't know who could have done it.
You know anything from this from your people? I'll say looking at Ilmarin as we kind of stroll outside.
Not even the Darkkin dabble in necromancy. The elves have no need of it.
Strange. Some things at play here that we don't know. We should be careful.
We don't know in this world, to be fair, Johan. I'm barely starting in my studies.
And the elves have been around for a long time, and they still, though they like to believe we know everything, there are still things that surprise us.
Camlin looks up as you emerge and will say, "Oh, you're not dead."
Hagen looks over at Johan a little sheepishly, and he's like, "I know, Johan. I'm sorry. You know my temper runs hot when I think somebody's put your life at risk without cause. I will write an apology to the lady and have it sent by messenger in the morning."
No need, Hagen. I believe we've smoothed things over.
Yeah, it's okay. Don't worry. I don't blame you.
I mean, I'm a soldier. I don't mind putting my neck in the noose, but you know what your dad would do to me if I get you killed out here.
Hey, I'd if we're gonna get our heads put in a noose, as you say, I'd rather do it knowingly.
Exactly.
On the plus side, we got paid with a bonus.
What
is the bonus?
What did we get? Yeah, open it up.
Boom!
It's in the void.
Apparently, Jim has.
Jim has now become the master necromancer.
Oh, sorry.
He's the one that did it all.
I appear to have lost all my light. Yes, so in the bag is not 6 gold coins, but 10 gold coins.
Not easy to divide.
It's rather irritatingly indivisible.
Damn it.
That's what 240 pennies in a gold. So that's
Hang on, didn't you get some gold off?
Yeah, I got 3,
Those
which is
people.
nice and easily divisible.
Okay, so there's 13 in total. Okay, so
Well, I
everyone-
believe the best way to do this is 2 apiece and an extra one for Master Mordek because he was the champion and fought bravely against the mighty ogre.
I would agree with that.
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, lads. Well, that'd be mighty kind of you, lads. But I think maybe we should spend it on stuff that we need for the group, eh?
Perhaps use it as like a provisions fund or something.
So-
Yeah.
So there's a 1 gold provisions fund.
Everyone gets 2 gold, and we get golden provisions.
Maybe if we're desperate for an inn one night.
Perhaps
That's better. Back in the room.
it'd be worth looking for a less aromatic inn.
Yeah, well,
Someplace that doesn't just serve fish and potato stew might be nice.
Any of you been to Ubersreik before? Do you know your way around?
Some places, not the kinds of places, not the kind of circles you
This-
normally frequent.
This
gotta
be my
be like-
first time in the
Carrot-
city, lad.
It's got to be like a
Carolyn-
merchant's quarter. There's normally good taverns there.
Karen was here before us and then met us on the road, wasn't she? So,
This area is more her home area. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm guessing
you
you'd
have-
be kind of used to the dodgy areas rather than the fancy ones.
that's kind of the point she was making.
I do have an uncle that lives in the area somewhere. I've never visited him, but he is within the area. We could look him up. He might be able to point us in the direction of a nicer establishment.
Yes, yeah. Failing that, I can always go hang out with the elven princess. She's got a nice place, I'm sure, because the elves don't slum it.
Somehow I doubt she's going to let a bunch of dirty humans in with
Oh,
you,
no,
though.
Hagen, you misunderstand. I can go stay with the princess. Of course, you gentlemen can find better establishments. No, I'll join you. I'm only joking. I will, of course, join you. I jest. I stop
Whereabouts is
whining
the-
to the princess.
Whereabouts is the Lady Knox house in the city? I mean, is it in like the marketplace, merchant quarter?
It's on the edge of the merchant quarter.
Okay. Does there any look like there's anyone reputable around on the streets?
Yeah, well, there's the city guard that are around. There's lots of merchants, but can you trust a merchant? Maybe, maybe not. For every
Last
good
one.
merchant, there's about 4, 5, 6 bad merchants.
All right. Well, we'll ask one of the city watch. Ask them if they can recommend a nice tavern that's
Well,
nearby. I'll say.
A nice tavern, you say? Oh, there's a few. What is it you're looking for exactly?
Somewhere clean with nice rooms and good food and ale and wine. I'll say, kind of thinking of the elf.
So you're after a sort of wow. Well, there's Borgun's Brewery.
The dwarf perks up at that.
That sounds like a dwarf wine. I'm not sure some of us would be quite so welcome there. Is there anywhere else perhaps in the merchant's quarter?
Everybody's welcome there, you know. And if they're not, if there's any trouble caused, then you know we join in and like sort it out.
Okay, thanks. I'll kind of flick him a penny.
There's the axe and hammer as well, another dwarven establishment. The
Are there
beer
any
is fine.
I'm assuming they're in Dowyhafen.
Yeah.
Are there any here in the merchant's quarter?
Merchants Quarter, you say? Yes, there's a few here. There's the Green Dragon Inn.
Halfling place, is it?
What? No, the Green Dragon. No, it's
Just had a association.
There's the Halfling's Auntie. That's quite a fair establishment. The Grunting Toad. Yeah.
Whereabouts is the Green Dragon?
If you take this road here, go straight down. You could take it first. Don't you reckon first? Yeah. A bit dark and deadly down there.
Sorry, guys,
take
one
your
sec.
third on the right. Yeah, take the third road down there, and it's on the left hand side. Can't miss it.
That's very kind of you off. Flick him 3 pennies. Have an ale on me.
Thank you. Much appreciated, sir.
And then we'll kind of ride in the direction of the Green Dragon.
Okay.
I'll just kind of, as we're kind of riding along, I'll just kind of whisper over to Elmarin. I didn't think you'd want to go into a dwarf establishment.
I think it's more that a dwarf wouldn't want me to go into a dwarf establishment.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Ilmarin just strikes a little smile and then just nods to Johan.
Yeah, so we'll head to the Green Dragon and see what that's like.
Yeah, as you turn into the road that it's on, you can hear the music coming from it, and the light spills out into the street. But yeah, there's lots of people stood outside, and everybody looks to be having a good time.
Looks reasonable. Does it look kind of in good condition? Does it?
Yeah, it looks sort of a middle of the road sort of tavern. A little bit like the Red Moon, really. But you know, the Red Moon's probably more of a foodie establishment.
I was just about to ask, can we smell fish?
Yeah, do we smell strong fish?
No, there's definitely no strong smell of fish in here. There is a smell of like a beef broth or
That
something.
smells better.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Should we see if they've got rooms? It'd be nice to stay somewhere that doesn't stink of fish.
I'm with you, Johan. And some food wouldn't go astray. Something that doesn't have fish in it.
Yeah.
Something beyond bread and cheese.
Yeah, we'll kind of tie the horses up outside and go in. Or take them around the back if there's a stable, which I'm assuming there is.
So, yeah, you tie your horses around the side. There's no stable, but there's a couple of sort of posts that you can tie them to. Whether they'll be there when you get out. But horse theft is dealt with very seriously, so a lot of people steer clear of it. You enter and there's a lot of singing in there, and a lot of dancing on the tables, and there is a rather largely built lady in a black dress that is at the front, and she's singing and she's pulling pints, and she's basically, she looks like she runs the place.
Okay, yeah, we'll stroll
And
up
you
to the
certainly wouldn't want to fight her in a fist fight.
Don't challenge Mordek.
Yeah, just kind of stroll up to the bar.
This isn't really my thing.
Sir, I don't believe you've been here before. I've not recognised you. I am Drexler Wolf. and this is my establishment, the Green Dragon.
Looks like a fine establishment, if I may say so.
Yes, it does. It used to be an inn of sorts, but we turned the rooms upstairs into more seating, and so people could have more revelry here and things. There's a boarding house over the road if you wish somewhere to sleep.
Is it clean?
What, the boarding house?
Yes.
Oh, I've heard that this everywhere's infested around here.
Okay, well, perhaps just a meal and some ale then. And
yes.
and wine. Do you have wine?
Yeah, we have mead, wine.
Perhaps five ales of wine and some meals.
I'll take a wine also.
Oh, 2 wines, 4 ales.
How many meals would you require?
I kind of look at Ilmarin for if he's going to eat stew.
Muted.
Imaran just shakes his head.
5, please.
Okay. She looks over at the elf. Is there anything I can get you, Mr. Elf?
I've eaten recently, thank you. The wine will be sufficient. Thank you for the offer.
Anytime you want to come in here, Master Elf, feel free.
I may do that. This is the least hostile greeting I've had from a human in a long time. Thank you.
Well, if you're available tomorrow night, I can show you, more less hostile greetings if you would like.
Ilmarin obviously has no idea what she means. I will consider the offer. Thank you very much.
Johan just grins.
Yeah, Ilmarin literally has no idea. Like,
Hagen chokes. He's like,
So, she calls a young girl from in the kitchen, and this young girl comes from behind. Imelda, would you take these gentlemen and this fine elf upstairs and seat them, and they require. Did you say 4 beers?
4 ales, 2 wines, and 5 meals, please.
Yes.
And how much would that be?
Get them 2 bottles of wine and 5 pitchers of the best ale that we have. It's on me. It's on me.
you're too kind.
yeah, my lady, we must pay our way. You can't be handing out free merchandise, please.
Well, we can work something out tomorrow night. How about that?
Okay, we shall return tomorrow night and have yet more meals and drinks. And we shall...
Ilmarin, I think you need to be extra nice to the lass, eh?
I think she's such a charming lady. She's been so kind to us.
I'm sure you can do her a good service.
Yeah, been plenty hospitality-like.
When you say she's a big lady in a black dress, is she bigger than Ilmarin? Is she really tall? Because the fist fight thing gets me curious. Is she like...
Yeah.
I'm guessing she's quite hench.
If you were to...
Amazonian?
No,
Would she break him like a twig?
He's an elf.
If you've watched The Mandalorian at any point...
Yeah, okay.
Cara
the
Dune.
lady...
the bit...
So
She's got some
she
guns.
looks like she can handle them, so yeah, absolutely.
That's actually exactly who I was picturing when I was asking that question.
Yeah. Is she taller than Ilmarin, though? Probably not. But
she's about the same height.
Oh, Ilmarin is impressed.
As you sort of walking past her, and she sort of grins. You notice that behind the bar is 7 portraits of handsome young men on the back of the bar.
As we're kind of walking to the table, I'm just going to give Hagen
like
such a
points in
grin.
their ears.
Oh no, most of them look human. You guess one could be a halfling.
But are they
Yeah,
androgynous?
it's got pretty good chops.
Are they
for Ireland,
handsome in an androgynous kind of way, like David Bowie style? is that
Yeah,
what she's
yeah.
going in with the whole elf thing?
Yeah,
Just the
well,
number of ex-husbands.
there does seem to be a widespread. To be fair, yeah, almost
Equal opportunity.
whatever she could get, sort of thing, maybe.
Whatever tickles her pink.
Yeah, at the time.
Ilmarin is still not aware of any of this.
Hagen looks over at Johan and nods, and he whispers to Ilmarin, and he's like, I think you've set up a date with her for tomorrow night, so be on your best behavior. She looks like she could kill you.
Ilmarin turns
As
to
you go up
Hagen
the
and
stairs,
goes,
she sort of waves at you.
and Ilmarin waves back, like really just casually waves back. What a lovely lady. It's nice to meet a human that won't treat an elf so poorly all the time. It's just
Oh, I'm sure she'll
Nice.
treat you very well.
She is definitely not going to treat you poorly. You may not
She's
live
quite-
through it, but
She's quite upset, sir. Her seventh husband died yesterday.
oh,
Please offer her my condolences.
Yes.
Indeed, yeah. She's in a period of mourning.
may I ask how her husband passed away?
Just hearing death by snoo snoo in my head.
He
I was going to say strangulation, but yours was better.
Shattered pelvis.
he died in his sleep, I believe.
That is a pity. Please do offer her our condolences. And I turn to Ilmarin and I go, and you have mine as well.
Ilmarin still has no idea. He doesn't know what date is. He has no idea what you're talking about. It's such a novel concept to elves.
Yeah, as the dinner kind of goes on, as we're all kind of enjoying a bit of drink and some food, I'm just going to be making like innuendos constantly that everyone but the elf will understand.
Yeah. Jim,
Yeah.
what is the quality of the wine?
It is quite good. You wouldn't say it is like absolutely bang on, but it's definitely a decent budget wine.
It's palatable. The elf is not going to spit it
Yeah.
out after he starts drinking.
I
it.
mean, for someone like Carolyn, it'd be a really good wine. Mordek, it's like drinking bath water. Johan's probably had better.
Yeah, so it's kind of like cheap
yeah.
table wine. to
Yeah.
me.
And you definitely have had better. But there is some bottles of mead there as well, and honey wine as well. That she does keep you topped up during the night. Quite,
I liked Cargan's comment in chat about there's 5 meals, so that'll do more deck. What's everyone else going to eat? That's pretty good.
So during the meal, Hagen asks Ilmarin and Johan, so after I stormed out, were you able to brief the lady on the invasion force? Did she have any follow-up for us? Is there any task at hand, or did I throw the entire meeting off?
She had a headache, so had to
she went
retire.
up with a headache, but we told her the situation and explained about the Ebon Blade, some
I do
kind
believe.
of group that worship. And again, quite quietly, I'll say at the table, the elf god of murder.
Did you tell her that the Chevalier de Sang order of knights were in the camp with the Bretonians?
We may not have mentioned that.
We can mention it.
Manling, who were
later.
the lads, Manling, that we bumped into in the woods?
That's what I was
Oh,
wondering.
yeah.
Was that the Ebon Blade, Jim?
I mean, I don't think they declared themselves.
They called
did they?
themselves. They did declare what mercenary company they were part of.
They did declare themselves as the Ebon Blade Mercenary Company, I believe, of Ubersreik.
Yes, they did.
In which case, with our perfect memories, wasn't that the name of the mercenary company that we?
The ones eating.
Yeah, I did make that comment earlier. So
Yeah, the
Yeah.
ones eating the human leg. You're right.
And
I've kind of downed some ale. to
And now-
alcohol, the
and
cause
now-
of and solution to all
and now
life
se-
problems.
And now said manling mercenary band are also into the acts of on
But they,
bygone.
Well, perhaps
So
they're just trying
they
to
also freed
destabilize
that-
Ubersreik.
that
Yeah.
elf. And
They freed a Druchi.
didn't you say that's a bad elf? That's like
Bad-
kind of glancing at Ilmarin.
Yes, Ajuki is an elf of the northern wastes and the cold and the far off west. They were expelled from our land after they rebelled. Many.
All look
Many.
the same to me.
So they're like Marienburg, but elves.
Yes, only worse than Marienburg.
Worse.
Worse than Bretonians.
Visible shock on Johann's face.
Hagen's head is just, he's just shaking his head. I don't think that's
It's
possible,
hard,
Elmarin.
it's hard
But
to imagine.
Hagen, my friend, if I could give you but a brief description of what a dark elf would do to you, a Druki would do to you, it would make your spine shudder if they left your spine in your body after torturing you for days upon end. They revel in murder and torture, and they gain their strength from your suffering. They are very adept at it as well.
They do sound like Bretonians.
they do sound like Bretonians,
You do sound like
indeed.
Chevalier de Song from what you said.
That is exactly what I
Could you
was
make
thinking,
me
Gerhard.
a perception check, please, Ilmarin?
I can try.
There's a Druki behind you.
The difference is they have thousands of years to perfect their cruelties.
Oh, I do quite well with
Tell
this
you
tonight.
what, the rolls have been quite brilliant tonight.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not doing
so
too bad.
As you're flicking round, like looking at your friends and your compatriots and your colleagues, and sort of generally enjoying yourself, you notice that there's a head in between Hagen and Johann as you look across, and it's quite far away, and it's someone trying to gain your attention.
Me personally or the group?
Yes, yeah, you personally, yeah.
I just wave back.
And you realise that it's Drexler again, and she's maybe like, and she comes back. Can I get you gentlemen anything? And she sort of rests her eyes towards the elf.
I look at the table and I'm like, I think we have plenty at the moment. Thank you, though. I mean, it's been absolutely fantastic. This genuinely is the best hospitality I've had since being in the old world and being amongst humans. Because my good friend here, Johann, and I pat him on the shoulder. He's shown me a lot of establishments, but I never have had such a wonderful place as this.
I gave up a lot to run this place. My third husband owned this establishment, and I've took it over for him. But I gave up a lot. But I still keep myself fit. I mean, and at that point, she sort of turns round and she grabs these two people off the chairs from the next table, and she sort of lifts them up and sort of and starts sort of lift.
My God.
Just kind of mumble under my breath like a twig.
Imarin hears you, but doesn't understand what you're talking about. So.
These two chaps who have just come in here for a quiet drink and some food look completely and utterly shocked and absolutely terrified as well at the same time.
The landlord is waving them above her head for no reason and with no particular malice. She's just waving them above her head.
Such strength.
Hagen looks at he goes, Mistress Drexler, I must ask you about your training regime at some point. You are quite impressive.
Yes, well, if you would like me to run you through your paces, then I would be glad to, especially the mighty elf.
Oh, I'm afraid I have to leave such things to the Hagen. Elves are built for speed, not for strength, I'm afraid.
He's also very flexible, so...
Yes, I am very flexible. I am very flexible, that is true. Elves are very flexible.
And don't forget that well-renowned elven endurance.
I was going to compliment his silver tongue myself.
He does have a lot going for him.
Very fine tongues,
Very
these elves.
eloquent. Very eloquent.
Well, thank you, Gerhard. I do try my best.
Oh, hold on a second. You, sir, and she points at Mordek. You're not Mordek, are you?
I.
The word's going around like wildfire tonight about your exploits. Yes?
Do you mean the ogre?
Slayed in single combat, he did.
Mordek, the sterilizer. You know, your deeds go before you, indeed. Such
Songs will be sung.
Blatant display of violence.
And at that, as Hagen says that, Ilmarin gets his loot out. Oh, brave Sir Mordek, Sir Mordek, Sir Mordek. He slayed the troll and sterilized it. He cut off his
Ogre.
bits. Oh, brave Sir Mordek.
Yep, I don't be going much in for that fancy fame malarkey. I just prefer a beer and get on with the deeds at hand. I don't go much into that old storytelling malarkey.
When the elf kind of finishes singing, I'll just kind of look at her and go, "See, I told you had a good tongue on him."
And his fingering talents are amazing. The way he plays that lute.
And as you say that, he actually lifts up his lute and goes, it just like strums really quickly on there. Because he literally has no idea about what's going on right now.
I think you've just completely broken Carolyn at this point.
Oh, Carolyn!
She's just laughing too much.
Anyway, gentlemen, I'd like to stay a little bit longer, but I do have guests to deal with downstairs as well. I would love for you to see you all tomorrow, especially Ilmarin, is it?
Ilmarin, yes, and I'm sure we will find time to come to your establishment tomorrow.
Yeah.
This has been a
I'm
pleasure.
sure Ilmarin's keen to see a lot more of you.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. We'll call it around early evening then. I'll have your regular table ready for you.
We'll do our best.
I could probably, yes, I could, take you on a tour of the sites and the interesting things, and
Such a lovely offer. If we are not indisposed, we will definitely join you.
Well, shall we call it? Not a date, but
what is this date that you humans keep talking about?
Well, it's a meetup, a meeting of minds.
Oh, a meeting of minds. So, yes, we can discuss philosophy and theology. I look forward to this.
I'm sure you'll learn a lot, Ilmarin.
This sounds fabulous.
A coming together of cultures.
This sounds fabulous. I'm so intrigued by this proposition. Yeah. Well, like I said, if we're not indisposed, we will join you tomorrow evening.
We will definitely try our best.
Yes.
Kargan Demonclaw wants to know if she's got a collection of etchings of yourself, or to show you. Sorry, or perhaps Johan could do us some etchings. So
I could give her a picture of Ilmarin.
Okay. And with that, she sort of disappears downstairs.
Well, my friends, that my mood is much lifted now, thanks to Ilmarin's romantic interests. And but to hand, what is our next task?
I'll just kind of pick up a tankard and kind of go, good work, gang. We to future endeavours, and I'll kind of raise the glass.
Yes.
The future endeavours.
Yes. Ilmarin toasts the wine and then, really slowly but grimacely drinks it. It's okay.
Yeah, I think we'll probably just kind of round off the evening with small talk and then head back to the other tavern to sleep.
Shall we call it a break there for a toilet and a drink break?
If we could, that would be ideal.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
So, we'll be having a 5-minute break now, guys. Please stick around to see the second half of episode 5. Glad you're still here. And we shall carry on. Okay, so as a group, you go back to the Red Moon Inn, and again, when you get there, it is quite busy. Even though it is quite late.
Drinking town.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's,
think we should probably head back, guys. We should probably get some more kit before tomorrow.
On the way up towards our rooms, I do ask Hagen asks approaches the owner, and he goes, Franz, we're relatively new here to Ubersreik. Is your establishment always this busy? You seem to be booming.
it can be. It can be. It's just, I think a lot of people have come here for safe haven, so to speak, and yeah, they're trying to hide from maybe the realities of things. If I was any sort of psychologist or anything, then yeah, but they're happy to be here. Fish stew with mashed potato.
Thank you, but we ate while we were out. Just head up to our rooms.
Okay, from across the room, you hear a familiar voice, Hagen. Hagen, my boy. And
Hagen
this
turns.
really, really tall, bearded man, dressed in plate armor, even though he's in a pub. But it's not like full plate. It's sort of ceremonial almost.
His second best plate. This is the plate he wears for going and getting pissed in.
Yeah. This is his social plate. Yeah, his social plate. He stands there, and it is in fact Mordek. Sorry, not Mordek.
Mordek, you've grown.
Your uncle.
Uncle Malak. Hagen goes over and gives him a big bear hug.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of bro love going on there, and there's big slaps on the back. So, my boy, and he holds you at arm's length. I have been sent here for a great reason. You have been. You are to be promoted and to be knighted and to carry the hammer. And tomorrow we will take you out and we will make this so.
Uncle, I'm humbled and honored by the trust that the order places in me, and I will happily take up the hammer.
There is lots that trouble us at the moment, my nephew, but they feel we need more feet on the ground, and you're always level-headed, and we feel like your time is right to step away from your father's shadow, and what a grumpy shadow that is.
Ever since my mother passed, he's not been quite the same. But
he definitely drove my sister into an early grave.
Well,
but yes, it is good to see you. I would say I'd like to stay up drinking with you most of the night, but we have travelled long and fast to reach here, and we have urgent business back in Middenheim. So we will travel out to the ruins of the temple to the south of here, and upon the hillock you will be knighted, and you will be taking the hammer.
It's been a day that I've been waiting for my entire life.
Grizel is also awaiting us as well.
Wonderful.
We will have a feast in your honour.
It's been years since I've seen my cousin. It'll be good to see her again.
Yes. Yes. She will have everything ready for us. But for now, get yourself some sleep, my nephew, and I'm going to the Temple of Ulrich and to speak with them there and to offer some prayers.
Then I will meet you in the morning, Uncle.
Okay, and he sort of bows and then walks out.
As Hagen turns around, Johan will just be stood there with a massive grin on his face.
I know. Can you believe it? Finally. Of course, now, my father will be pressuring me to head off into the Midlands as well to ride with one of the companies. But perhaps we can hold that off for a bit yet.
I
hope so, but it's well
something
deserved
for the future. But right now, let's be having some more drink as a celebration.
Aye, Mordek. An ale for everyone. Well, other than you, Elmar, and I. The best wine in this fish house.
I'm quite all right. You can tell Ilmarin's slightly wobbling, and no, I'm quite all right, thank you.
But Hagen does. He drinks only in moderation. He never allows himself to get truly get drunk while he still considers himself on the job around Johann. So unless they're in a safe manor house, he always keeps the idea of guarding Johann at the front of his mind.
So you do sit and have a few drinks, and the tavern does seem to empty quite quickly. And before, there's just the staff and the people that are staying here, sort of clearing up.
Yeah, so after a celebratory drink or two, I think Johann's going to head up.
Likewise.
He's not used to all of these kind of, exertions. He's too used to being in a library or a workshop.
Hagen goes up as well, trying to calm his mind and get some actual sleep before the ceremony tomorrow.
Okay. Is anybody doing anything before they go to bed?
Probably actually getting clean.
Having another drink.
Because Caroline kind of put that off last night, and then they were rushing around. She didn't actually get the chance. So yeah.
Also, you are sharing a room with a dwarf, so it's probably your best opportunity to be alone.
I don't think Mordek's going to make it upstairs.
Yeah, that's
probably fall asleep under the table.
Also a good reason.
Okay. Again, the night goes without incident. You indeed do spend the night under the table, and
brilliant. Very comfortable.
You're awakened with knocks to your door.
You're
table. Awakened with you're awakened with a brush sort of nudging past your head, and every now and again brushing against it.
Hagen's up to answer the door. He's been awake for a while, but has been trying to keep it together.
Okay. So as breakfast is served downstairs, today there will be breads, cheeses, exotic fruits, and a new dish that the chef has come up with. And that is mashed potato stew with fish.
I'm going to go and find out what these exotic fruits are.
Yeah.
An apple.
One apple, yeah.
Yeah.
Just one.
There is in a bowl some sort of apples, but they look like they've been
Multiple
quite
apples.
bruised. But they've sort of been battered about a bit. But they're red. Most of the apples around here are green.
Bread and cheese it is then.
Hagen has a light breakfast, and it's just, you could tell he wants to get moving, but he's being patient.
Does he appear nervous?
No, he just appears ready.
Hagen, my friend, you appear restless.
My father set me on this path since before I could even remember. My earliest memories are being his squire and training with him. I've been waiting for this day my entire life.
What, a Tuesday?
No, the day that I'm to be knighted.
No pressure, Manling.
Oh.
Thank you, Mordek.
I thought you were already a noble warrior. My apologies. I didn't realize you would become a more noble warrior.
Well, I appreciate that, Elmarin, but for now I am but a squire. Hopefully at the end of the day I will be a knight.
So that would be similar to my homeland. A noble, once they've completed their time upon the archery militia and spear militia, they can join the Silver Helms, which are the mighty knights of the Elven people.
It
Yeah,
sounds
there are
a similar
definitely some
principle.
similarities.
Yeah. Then, in which case, congratulations. Well done. You've deserved it, I'm sure.
Thank you. And hopefully it all goes as I have dreamed. We shall see.
Is this something you're going off by yourself to do, or?
I would think that you can all come and observe. There's no prohibition against it.
I believe we were given a clothing budget from
Yep, indeed.
from the Lady Narks. It might be an idea for us to go do that before we attend. It will be best for such an occasion. It's best to dress more formally.
And so
What's
I've
not
polished and
formal
cleaned up.
about what I'm wearing now?
I was more referring to us.
Elmarin looks at you kind of quizzically because he always looks formal. even his leather jerk armor looks like it's part of
I'll
fine
just kind of make
outfit.
like a hand gesture to the rest of us.
I've got my fancy robes. My dress robes.
I have absolutely no idea how to look.
I'll point you in the right direction.
Gerhardt does have some quite stylish flared sleeve robes that he does fetch out on special occasions.
Yeah, because
with
I
the
couldn't just
gold.
go to a tailor and buy a set of them, you know?
No, with the gold trim. It doesn't do anything. It's not real gold, but it does look. It does set the flared sleeves off.
All right. Well, I guess I'll head out with Carolyn and anyone else that wanted to go sort out some.
I'll go with you guys.
Just saying,
I'm wearing my dress robes.
Well, we'll head to the market.
Yeah.
Okay.
I imagine at this like Hagen's getting even more tetchy because he really wants to go.
Well, Hagen turns to everyone and says, I'm heading to the Temple of Ulrich, and he tells them where the ceremony is going to be held, and he goes, I'll see you there.
Hagen, would I be able to join you to your temple? I have no need to get clothing, and I wish to learn more about this Ulrich.
Your company is always welcome, my friend.
I'll just kind of pat Hagen on the back. I'll see you soon.
Thanks, Johan.
And kind of swan off to the market area.
Yeah.
So what are we looking for then? Are we looking for really nice proper?
Well, it depends what we've been given the budget for.
So you were given the budget of a gold coin, which is quite a substantial amount.
Per person, or?
No, for all of you.
Okay, well, seeing as it's only Carolyn and I will get Carolyn something nice-ish, sort of merchant grade, something that you would expect someone like that, and then the rest will go on something far more expensive and formal.
She would not want to be mistaken for anyone actually highborn. It would just be far too much.
So you look around and there's some really sort of affluent things here, and you really do. If you like that sort of clothing, you think that if you could spend probably a couple of gold coins, you could get some real sort of special looking, really good clothing. There's, as you look round, there's a Jabbersyth head codpiece that absolutely looks incredible. The stripy leggings.
Nothing quite so flamboyant, I think.
Okay.
Johan's kind of not really the flamboyant sort.
Yeah. You see what can only be called celestial, as there's these multicoloured metallic colours on these robes, and there also is a floppy hat that goes with them. That on a master wizard, these would look absolutely incredible. Yeah.
They would, but I'm not a master wizard.
You've also got there's a sort of outfit with a long leather coat, a nice big frilly shirt, a silken cravat, smart but adventuring trousers, and some boots. You can go from a penny boot all the way up to 10 gold crown boots.
How much would it be to garb Carolyn in just kind of like merchant type garb?
So you think five shillings for the pair of you, maybe?
Don't know. That's just Carolyn in the merchant type.
Okay, yeah, okay. Three shillings will get.
And I will basically spend 17 shillings on making myself look as respectable as I can.
Okay. Are you
So
going for the Jabbersyth?
I don't need a flamboyant codpiece. Just kind of like a very well made shirt in the kind of.
Yeah, you get yourself something that's a nice feathered, wide brimmed hat. Looking good. And there's sort of like a poncho style coat that looks quite good. Could keep you warm, double up as a blanket if you ever get in trouble, sort of thing.
I'll kind of make a mental note of that and think, the waterproof leather armor that I'm looking at making could take something from that design.
Indeed.
But yeah, so kind of the floppy hat, big feather, kind of.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not sure how you describe
you
it.
You even get yourself, or you can do if you want, some costume sort of jewelry if you want to.
Oh no, not jewelry. That's it.
Not flamboyant,
no. Nothing. No jewelry. It's too impractical for someone in my line of work.
I am, while we're there, going to look for some out of my own money, some stuff that I can use later on as like ingredients. So ingredients for Shimon is all like metal trinkety things. I mean, you can get stuff that's like items of forge equipment, but it's mostly just metal.
Yeah.
Interesting shape.
If I know you're looking for them, I'll just tell you to get some materials and I can make whatever you require.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, you can spend as much as you want on that.
Metal.
Yeah.
I'll get what's your name again? Johan.
Yeah.
Brain fart to help me make some stuff.
Okay. So you'll get your stuff and you make your way to the Temple of Ulrich, and you see Hagen on his horse.
Very briefly via the tavern to change because I want to be in my full kind of formal garb for Hagen's big moment.
Okay, so Hagen, you see your friends coming across the town square, and they all look like they've made a real big effort. You don't recognise Carolyn, and Johan, you've seen dressed in this manner before. And
Carolyn, I think looks. She's gone from looking kind of
Scruffy,
incredibly scruffy and rough to looking a bit more respectable servant.
Presentable. Yeah.
Yeah,
You look
respectable
servant.
respectable.
It's not.
Yeah. And Mordek has absolutely gone to loads of effort, and he's still wearing the chainmail that it was made.
He might have plaited his beard or something.
Yeah.
No. I had a bath the other night. That will do, right?
He dipped his head in the water bowl this morning and chucked his hair about. That do.
I remember distinctly that someone was brushing my hair this morning as they were cleaning the floor. I was under the table, so that counts.
Yeah. And then from down the road comes the knight that you seen last night. He's on an absolutely huge horse, and he's carrying on his back this massive two-handed hammer, and the head of the hammer is like a really ornate wolf's head that has some form of jeweled eyes, the red, and the mouth sort of opens up around the end of a black sort of metal. It looks probably, I mean, for you, Hagen, it's one of the most special weapons you've ever seen. But yeah, it almost looks like an ornamental hammer that like a king would use, like a scepter almost. Possibly whether it has any use or not is another thing, but it does look absolutely brilliant. Are we ready, my boy?
We indeed are, Uncle. We indeed are. Thank you again for making this journey.
Okay, and it is indeed my honour and my pleasure. I have petitioned for this for a long time.
You are?
Okay, and you make your way out of the city, and we're going to call it a night there, if that's okay. Okay. So,
I was wondering whether we were going to call it a night with us riding out of the city, or call it a night with an arrow protruding from your uncle.
Yeah. So as you leave the city, it fades to black, so to speak. Okay.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Okay. Well,
Thank
you again for joining us on our journey through the old world. It got into a bit of a freshers sort of night out there, but
Excellent.
Yeah, absolutely. Can I remind you all of Pete's Soulbound adventure he's doing tomorrow night, Age of Sigmar Soulbound.
That's 9 o'clock BST.
Yes, it looks especially good. I've not seen it played before, so I shall hopefully be tuning in. But last of all, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for giving us your support. We very much appreciate it. And thank you to my players. Good night, everybody, and we'll see you next week.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.